Everyone, it's Miss Caldwell. I hope you guys had a good weekend, staying safe and healthy. Today I'm going to talk you through day 10. And day 10 is special because this is the last day in this packet. So starting today, we'll also have another one for days 11 and so on, as well as packets available for those who don't have access to the internet or want a physical copy. So with that, let's get started. So today we're going to do reading and math. Our reading is all about unknown words and phrases. So I'm going to do the non-technology to talk you through this. So with the non-technology, it says read an informational text of your choice and identify 5 words or phrases in that text that are unknown to you. So a word that you may not know. And then write that meaning of each word or phrase using context clues to help you determine the meaning of each word or phrase. So I'm going to go to my article that I kind of already marked up a bit, and this is called Declining Biodiversity. And when I was reading it, I found the word biodiversity. And that word I highlighted, as you can see. And so using the clues that you learned from Miss Pickens, when we look for context clues or words that we may or may not know, we're going to do the first sentence and the last sentence. So the sentence before and the sentence after. So for me, it says millions of species live around coral reef ecosystems, where these plants and animals rely on each other for survival. Scientists call this mix of different species biodiversity. So I know it talks about plants and animals and that they rely on each other for survival. So using that information, I'm going to go and I'm going to write my word, which is biodiversity, and then make up my own definition for it. So my definition of biodiversity is the mix of plants and animals in a certain place. So I have place. So I have what I have from the article of plants and animals and how they all live in the same place. So if you're doing the technology option, you'll just click on the link that Miss Pickens has for you. But if you're not, then you'll get to read one of your nonfiction texts that you guys got to pick from in Miss Pickens' class. So then we're going to move on to math, and math is all about comparing fractions. So remember, when we look at fractions, fractions are part and then whole. So part of a whole, and the top number in a fraction, as we all remember, is called the numerator, and the bottom number is the denominator. So with that, I'm going to talk you through number 2, because number 2 is a little tricky. So with number 2, it says people in Mexico enjoy toasted grasshoppers. A serving of the grasshoppers has about 7/10 of the recommended daily amount of protein. A serving of tilapia fish has about 3/10 of the recommended daily amount. Show these fractions on the number lines below. If we remember, our number line, when it comes to fractions, starts and ends with 0 and 1. So I'm going to go ahead and write 0 and 1. And then I need to remember to show which number line is which. So I'm going to write G, and it's in green for grasshopper, and yellow, a T for tilapia. So 7/10. My numerator is 7, which means that's how many blocks I'm going to color in, and my denominator is 10. Now remember, denominator is part in a whole. So in order for it to be a whole, it has to have 10 parts colored in, which means I'm going to I'm going to have 10 blocks, 10 lines from 0 to 1. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 6, 7, 8. Oh no. 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So mine aren't even, and that's okay. Just make sure I know yours are going to look so much better than mine, so it's okay. So now that I have my parts in a hole done, I'm going to put a little check mark there. I'm now going to have to focus on the 7, which means I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm going to put a line or a dot here, and I'm actually just going to color it in to help me remember how many 7/10 is. And then I'm going to do the same for tilapia. In tilapia, it says it's 3/10. So once again, I'm going to draw my 10 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh man, 10. And then I'm going to do 3. So 1, 2, 3. Draw my dot and color it. So now you're finished with part A. So now we need to look at part 2, or the second part of 2B. So our question is, which has more protein, grasshoppers or tilapia? So let's look. So grasshoppers, so you can see, has 7/10. So it's really close to being a whole, while tilapia has a further way to go. And you can even think of it as 3 and 7. So which one's bigger? Good. 7's bigger. So that means the grasshopper has more protein. So you'd answer, so don't forget to use it in an answer sentence. I'm not going to tell you what the answer sentence is because you guys are super smart and don't need my help with that. But remember, circle your question word, and then either grasshopper has more protein or tilapia, and tell why. And it's super simple, and I promise you guys are going to rock it. And with that, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Remember, if you guys need anything, you can either message us on Dojo, your parents can email us, or you can call. We miss you guys so much, and we can't wait to see you soon. Have a good one. Bye.